Hello, my name's Jeremy Gray of your International Business Channel. Today we're going to start a series of videos on how do you select which country you should expand into. Today we're going to talk about some of the softer cultural issues and bridging that cultural gap, and then talk about proximity versus potential. Is the target country going to be a good fit for your business? Expanding businesses overseas is exciting, but it's important to ask yourself, is the target country I've chosen the right fit? Start by looking at your team. Do they have the experience of working internationally? If not, are they open-minded and ready to work with people of different backgrounds and cultures? It's crucial that they set aside their own political views when working abroad. Just like it's best to avoid religion and politics when meeting people in a bar, it's also smart to avoid these topics on business trips. Now, some of the best opportunities in Asia are in countries with communist governments. That can feel different, but it's something you're going to need to accept if you want to do business there. The good news? In cities like Shanghai or Ho Chi Minh City, or even in rural areas of China and Vietnam, you might not notice that these places have communist government. Make sure you let go of preconceived notions. Feeling nervous about expanding overseas is normal. I remember when I flew from Singapore to Shanghai in 2006, I was thinking, well, there's no turning back now. I had my worries. Growing up in the 1960s, I'd learned to see communist China as a very different place from the West. But I soon realized that the best approach is always to let go of preconceived ideas and experience your country as it truly is, not what you expect it to be. If you think your company needs more international experience, you have a few options. You could hire someone who's worked overseas or find a local partner in the country. Some expats living in these countries can also help guide you. While locals may understand their culture better, expats who have the experience of working in those countries can bridge the gap between your culture and the culture of your target and help you adapt. We're going to move away from the softer issues to start looking at some of the harder issues that you will need to consider when making your selection of target countries. So finding the right market, one of the things you need to balance is proximity versus potential. Yeah, how do you choose the right country when you've decided to expand internationally? Depending on who you talk to, there are 195 countries in the world, but some may be closed off to you due to politics, law, or trade restrictions. For example, if you're a business based in the US, clearly you can't do business in countries like Iran or North Korea. Some countries have restrictions on certain industries. Alcohol sales in Brunei would not be very successful, but companies like Thailand also restrict the industry you can work into. As a foreigner, you cannot set up in the farming industry. So how are you going to choose between these 195 countries? One factor that you should take into account is proximity. The distance between your home country and your target market can make a big difference. For example, if you're based in London, it's easy to visit most European countries for a day trip. But if you're expanding into Asia, Africa, or Latin America, it's far more time-consuming and more costly. This means you might not be able to visit those markets as often, which will make managing operations there more challenging. You will need more experienced staff on the ground to handle things when you're not around, and this could cost more. However, proximity is not everything. Even though nearby markets might be easier to manage, they may not offer the same growth potential as those further away. For example, markets in South America, Africa, and Asia may offer more opportunities than closer but more stable European markets. It's all about finding the right balance between being close enough to manage and yet growing fast enough to deliver a return on your investment in time and money. Remember, who dares wins. I wish you fair winds and following seas for your entry into the world of global business. I'll be back in a couple of days with another video on what you need to know to expand internationally. If you like this short video, please like and subscribe. Take care.